wanna see your face. I wanna know your heart.
Hey my lovely YouTubers, it's me Morgan Tracy J coming today with a new morning coffee for you guys. I'm so excited you're back here at my YouTube channel and you're ready for your word for this week. Before we get started guys, I want to tell you if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn that bell on. And if you want more weekly content from me all throughout the week, you can sign up at my blog, hisdaughterscloset.com. Well guys, let's get into this message. So guys, the first thing I want to tell you is today's message is titled Anointing Shift. You may say, what is anointing? What is a shift? I want to tell you, recently I have felt kind of down and out with my walk with God, kind of almost like the zeal wasn't there, the fire wasn't there. I kind of was feeling a lot of like unworthiness to do what I've been called to do. I felt kind of even lonely, like God wasn't speaking to me. And I also just felt like I didn't have the desire to hunger after God. I didn't know where that went. And I honestly just felt like I was in a spiritually dry place. And I would literally wake up and kind of have to press myself to Bible study, press myself into prayer, because it was like there was no desire there. And I want to say, if you've been in that place, I have a word for you today. If you've been in a spiritually dry place, I have a word for you today. And today's word is the anointing shift. You may say, what is the anointing shift? The first thing is it's the shifting of the power of God. So if you have not been experiencing the power of God, the presence of God, the joy of God, the peace of God, the love of God in your life, the move of God, the revelation of God, the knowledge and wisdom of God, if you have not seen that, then guess what? Today is the message for you. This message is for you. If you've been spiritually in a dry place, because God does not want his children in dry places. He only takes us there for a season and we're supposed to come out of it. And sometimes we get stuck in the dry place. And sometimes the dry place will even make us walk away from God because we don't feel like God is really talking to us or he's even really real or around us. We will allow the lies of the enemies to come and overtake our mind, and eventually we lose the faith we once had in God. And so today I'm coming to give you the anointing shift word that God gave me. So I want you to first realize if you're the one who needs the anointing shift, if you're the one who's been kind of in a dry spiritual place, if you're the one who hasn't desired God in a long time, if you're the one who feels like your walk with God has no zeal, no exuberance, nothing there, no fire, if you are there, then this word is for you. The second thing with the anointing shift is you got to know what the anointing is. The anointing is the power of God, the favor of God that comes upon you to do what he's called you to do. The anointing is when God makes his presence known. Even the word sometimes called consecrated. You get consecrated in God's presence. See, I know many seasons I've already been consecrated, but sometimes we need the shift of it. We need a more powerful move of it. We need a more powerful presence of it. And so that's where we're getting the word shift, the anointing shift. We're trying to get the shift of God to move his presence, to move his power more abundantly upon us. So the first thing we have to do is what we always don't do enough of, is ask him. I know this sounds crazy because you're like, I do, but sometimes I ask God, why are you not speaking to me? Why do you feel distant? I don't ask him the correct question. And so I'm going to give you what to ask God. So this is what you want to ask God. God, give me a new wind of the anointing shift, a freshness of your power, nudge me, Lord. Show me what to do to get into the position for your anointing shift. I want to tell you, obedience equals power. I want you to realize that when you begin to be obedient to whatever God is going to call you to do during your anointing shift, he may cause you to go to church and praise. He may cause you to go to the altar. He may tell you to spend an hour just worshiping him and pouring out your heart to him. He may cause you to get down in a place of vulnerability and talk to him about some fears and some burdens. He may allow you to address certain fears that have been attacking your mind. He may show you how to get the authority to tread over serpents and quiet the enemy. Okay? I want to tell you, you need to follow this shift of God. He's going to show you particular things to do. And when you follow that shift, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get a new anointing. You're going to feel the anointing of God. You're going to feel the presence of God. You're going to know God on a more intimate level. You see, there's times when I felt like I have not known God. And sometimes I've even forgot the anointing of God. I think we need to realize, though, the anointing is not our own. The anointing is not ours. Sometimes I'm like, I can sometimes think that the anointing is mine. No, the anointing is God's power. And so you want to focus your eyesight back on God and his his particular power. And you want to say, God, I need your anointing to get through this life. I need your anointing to fulfill this mission. I need your anointing to walk worthy of the call. I need your anointing to fulfill the vision. I need your anointing to break the chains of fear. I need your anointing to help change my life. I need your anointing to break me out of this mountain of sin. I need your anointing, God, to allow me to do what you've called me to do. You want to ask God for that anointing. And as you do, I want you to be willing to acknowledge the nudges of God, because God will nudge you, girl. He will show you signs and wonders. He will show you signs of situationships, okay? God will show signs, okay? Trust me. So look, ask God for those nudges and be willing to listen to what God is nudging you on. Is he nudging you in a particular area? I want you to be so audacious this season to trust God and ask him for the anointing shift. God, I need a shift in your anointing. You know, God, I haven't been walking in the anointing. I've been walking in your power. So I want to shift in the right places. This is my encouragement to you, that you will be willing to shift where God has called you to shift. You will be willing to go with the anointing. And if you have not seen the anointing in your life, all you have to do is ask, daughters of God. All you have to do is open your mouth and ask, and not just tell a friend that you feel like your walk is falling off with God. Not just call your mama and say, I don't feel that great. You know, I feel kind of depressed. No. You come against that and you say, Daddy, I need more of your power, because where your power is, there is perfect peace. Where your power is, there is love. Where your power is, there is no anxiety or fear. Where your anointing and your power is, these things cannot stay. So Daddy, I need more of that. Instead of just complaining about what we're struggling with, we have to go and ask God these questions, the correct questions. So I hope this week that when you are struggling with something, you give it back to God and say, Daddy, I need your anointing shift. I need that anointed shift so I can move into the places you've called for me. I can see your presence. I can grab a hold of the vision. I can fulfill whatever you have called me to do. I can attach myself and acknowledge the gifts that are in front of me. I can do what you've called me to do. I can be your faithful servant, and I can walk with you all the days of my life. I want you to embrace the anointing shift. You want to embrace that shift that God has for you. You don't want to just think that where you're at today and where your walk is at today and your personal struggles is all that there is. That you're just gonna live with depression. You're just gonna live with anxiety. You're just gonna live with backslide. You're just gonna live with this one particular sin. You're just gonna live with those health issues. You're just gonna live with those weight issues. You're just gonna live. No. That is the lie of the enemy. You ask God for an anointing shift in that particular area, and you watch the nudges of God and you watch the signs of God, and you walk out bolder, daughter of God. I love you so much. I pray this message blessed you and encouraged you. I will say, if you got inspired by this, I want you to share this with one of your girlfriends and comment down below your biggest takeaway. And last but not least, guys, if you want more personal content from me, go ahead and subscribe and join me at hisdaughter'scloset.com. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye. Really plain? Really?